The St. Francis community, which we refer to as our Promise community, has been a community that I've been involved with for 22 years. The St. Francis Center has been here since 1986. We have a food program, clothing program, laundry, shower, ESL program, GED, a small regular school, 2 community gardens, 193 units of low-income housing, and we have a wonderful youth center. The community came to me and they said, "Sister, we really appreciate the housing, the food, the clothing, the laundry, etc., but we are losing the hearts and minds of our youth, our kids, to the gangs." The Norteños and the Sereños and the 1-3 operated freely in this community. They were not intimidated at all about wearing their colors and causing all kinds of problems. So the children came home from school and they had 2 options. They either stayed in their very densely populated apartments or they went on the street, and the street was not a safe place for them to go. So what the families were asking was for an alternative. And so we went out, we raised money, we purchased property, and we built the Siena Youth Center.
So when Sister had the Siena Center built, the 2 homes that were actually there were a big problem for the Sheriff's Office. We had a lot of calls for service there. There were a lot of arrests coming out of there for drugs and gang violence. So when the center went up, it provided, some hope that the kids would have a safe place to go and play and not get recruited to go to gangs.
Growing up around the St. Francis Center community at my early age, it was very difficult. A lot of gang violence, drive-bys, drug use.
Kids would be scared to play out in the streets and just be out riding their bikes. So when Sister Christina had the Siena Center built, it really provided some hope for these families that their children would be able to go to a really safe place.
It's about 180 to like 130 kids that we're serving every single day after school. All of our children now have a safe place to go.
And when it first opened up, the Sheriff's Office did have a substation at in the building. So it wouldn't be unlikely that the deputies would stop in and, play some basketball with the kids.
They have art projects, they have dance classes, they have cooking classes that are culturally sensitive but healthy. They have a bike shop, so they learn bike maintenance. They have drum classes, they have surfing classes. We do tutoring with them, and so that's why we started the Siena Youth Center, and it has made an appreciable difference. Today, if you were to go into Siena Youth Center, you would see 180 kids totally and actively involved in being kids. They're allowed to be kids. They don't have to watch their backs all the time.
I feel comfortable my son being able to play outside, ride his bike, and even walk to school because of the environment, how much it has changed compared to when I was growing up.
At Siena Youth Center, I teach a volleyball class, and with that class, I'm able to better my leadership skills, which will help me better in life.
At Siena Youth Center, we have 3 leadership programs that cater to all the students among all ages. Our biggest program is the North Fair Oaks Youth Initiative, our NFOYI program, which is catered for high school students to come back and serve as leaders in their community. They act as coaches and they help us run classes, run the program, and help monitor the kids.
My favorite youth activity at Siena Youth Center is volleyball, and I like being able to show other students how fun the sport can be.
The Youth Center, we're junior volunteers, so we get to help kids kind of how we didn't have help a lot of the time, and we just get to know everyone in the community and just help out how we can. This center has helped this community so much, and it has changed it for the better, and it has opened up opportunities that otherwise we would have never even dreamed of having.
Having Siena Youth Center here has been such a blessing and a turnaround for the community. Our parents are low income and can't afford the prices of other organizations and programs. We keep our prices fairly low because we want to make sure that our students are accessing the resources and the help that they need.
The St. Francis Center and the Siena Center, it relies on its donations, and I feel that if the center wasn't here and the Siena Center did not exist, then this community, the crime rates would continue to go up, the crimes of violence, and I feel like our kids would be lost.
So prior to its inception, the community was filled with gangs and violence, and that was because the youth had no place to go. Having the youth center here gave them a place to go. It kept them off the streets and it helped them make better decisions.
If St. Francis Center and Siena Youth Center would close down, based on my personal experience and what I've seen, the community would go back to how it was. The community would suffer. A lot of families in this community would have to leave or go back home, and their children will lose the greatest opportunity that they have now.
Our goal is to have our kids make it and stay in the community and take what they've gotten in terms of privilege and offer it to other kids, other families.